If you like these photos, let me give you the #1 tip that helped me improve in photo shoots and my photography in general as a fashion and celebrity photographer. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Gabriel Perez Silva and I'm based out of New York City. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. It's been 1 week already since I released my free intro guide to photography, answering a lot of common questions I get from you guys and I see. Feel free to download it if you want, if you have the chance. It's free, the link is below, it's on my website, and also follow me on Instagram @_youngshop. Now, I've been thinking a lot with myself back and forth. You know, I mentioned this before. What's a good way for me to make content on a more consistent basis that isn't just photo shoots, because this is obviously a photography channel. And I want to keep it consistent with that, but obviously I don't shoot every day, and if I did, just for content, then the quality would decrease substantially. And that led me to bringing you guys today my #1 tip as a fashion and celebrity photographer that I can give you, that I've seen help me the most in all my time shooting in my whole career, and it helped take me from starting out to working at a much higher caliber and much quicker time. Remember to subscribe, support the channel. There's a ton of other cool videos, photo shoots, talking, conversation pieces. Check them out below. This is just one of many. I promise you, you'll find the cool one at least, and more to come. Now let's get back right to the video. When I first came to New York City, I immediately went into interning at this modeling agency. It was important for me because, you know, my background isn't necessarily fashion, so it was a great way for me to kind of kickstart things, not just coming in here without knowing anybody, without doing anything. It would force me to every day, you know, get out and do something and get me introduced into this world which was foreign to me, in this industry of fashion, how to walk the walk, how to talk the talk, you know, how everything worked within that field, you know. But more importantly, as I started working with it more and more, it was, at the beginning, it was an unpaid internship, you know, $20 a day type of situation. And I would save that to like put towards and be able to pay wherever room I was renting for the month to stay at, and just kind of survive the beginning bit of my time in New York City. But as I started working there a bit more and more, and I was able to slowly start showing the agents and whatnot my work, and that, you know, let them know that my main thing is obviously that I came to New York to become a photographer and get more into fashion, all this type of stuff. They started entrusting me with working with some of their models, and it started becoming a more and more regular thing. To the point where at that, I wasn't really coming in to intern every day anymore, but only coming in on the days that I had to shoot, and I would kind of knock out at least one a day, or like a few in a day, or whenever there'd be a model come in, maybe I'll ask them to take the digitals for her or him, and I would kind of try to sneak in a few photos that I could kind of flip a little bit more editorial, or, you know, just consistent content, you know, consistent shooting, consistent developing of the eye. And then later on, I also did testing for models with other agencies, and I'd do a few in a day, you know, some quick street style stuff. You know, there's this thing called the go and see, where you go and meet up with a model, whatever, for like, you know, quick thing, and you take a few shots. That's kind of a go and see. But I mean, they were just like test shoots, which is like a test shoot, for example, if you don't know, is like when you do a shoot with a model, and, you know, it's called a test shoot. Those images are just used, you know, for their book and stuff like that. Now, there are some photographers who just do test shoots. That's like what they're known for, as test shoot photographers. That isn't what I want to do or wanted to do. For me, it was just a great way to consistently be shooting, getting new content, developing myself and my craft, getting more opportunities to try different things, editing, to feel comfortable shooting, and on many occasions asking people for advice myself, or talking to people who I considered somewhat of mentors. They would tell me things like, Gabe, like, you have enormous talent, but you're not shooting enough, or you need to shoot more, or, you know, et cetera, to help develop your style. And it's true. My #1 tip, which was given to me many times, and now I want to give to you, on how to become a better photographer, how to develop your eye, how to become more skilled, more comfortable and confident in what you're doing. And this applies really to anything in life, is to practice, 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 and do the most you can. Do it consistently every day. If you can shoot anything, shoot it. And this is some advice that I probably need to hear more now myself and follow as well. Some of the most beautiful work and that I'm happiest with and most proud of was taken with zero planning and just on the spot, shooting like on some of like this testing or go seeing or just random things where I'd, you know, be like, yo, let's shoot or whatever. And you know, I'm talking about no equipment, no flash, you know, nothing, just like the camera, some cool outfits, walking around town, whatever it is. You know, you see a cool flower you like, practice the angles, you know, just, you know. And again, in a sense, I feel a little bit hypocritical when it comes to the point of, oh, always bring a camera around, try to take photos, because I've never been that type of photographer to just carry a camera around with me all day. Wherever you can, practice your photography, shoot different things. The other day at my crib, I set up with my friend, and we both had like a product photography day because we realized we didn't have enough of that in our portfolios. And it could be a fun activity for both of us to develop, you know, a new skill, to add something new to our portfolio that we can market, to get new content to post. This whole thing when I was shooting like with the whole modeling agency girls and all that and guys, it helped develop me on so many different levels because I was shooting them on the tests. So I was doing a lot of street style stuff, which I had no idea what street style photography was before coming here, right? Then I started shooting all this street style photography with all the models. And next thing you know, street style photography is one of the most comfortable things I feel in doing, and it's very valuable. And I'm not talking about just, you know, like a street, and I'm not talking about like a street photographer in a corner shooting, you know, random people walking by or waiting for somebody. I mean like, you know, as a style, like doing these like fashion but street style shoots with the agencies. I mean, people love that, and I became great at it. And now, you know, that's a very, very valuable thing to have in my portfolio that I've gotten a lot of gigs for, a lot of jobs, a lot of bookings, private sessions, jobs, etc., etc. And I feel very comfortable doing it because it's just how much I did it during that time. Another thing is, especially during that time, is when I probably developed the most with my editing. This is another thing where I feel like maybe, you know, I've kind of gone back and forth on like, you know, I wanna, like back then I had a rule for myself. I was like, all right, every day, let me teach myself something new about editing that I can take with me. And every day, it's like, you know, it's like the whole saying, if you get 1% better every day, by the end of 365 days, you'll be a whole X amount, I forgot what it was, percentage better than you were last year. And I was very adamant on every day, let me learn something new about editing to take into the next. That's something that I've slowed down a bit on for a variety of reasons. Now, you know, for example, one of the things I'll try to learn is retouching. I mean, I have a good general understanding of how to retouch things my way that I like it, but also if I have a bigger job, I'll outsource. So do I really need to be a master retoucher when I could, you know, spend some of the other time that I don't need learning something else? One of the big key things to really use this whole practice, practice, practice and shoot as much as you can to your advantage is that be mindful that every time you shoot, you know, you're not just doing the same shoot, because then you're not getting that much out of it, although you will, but at a slower pace. So for example, when you shoot next time, you're like, oh, dang, well, you know, I wish I would have gotten this different angle, or I wish I would have gotten this different shot, which happened to me all the time, and it still does. It always pretty much happens to some extent. But you want to make sure, maybe write down the idea, maybe make a Pinterest mood board. So you go into the shoot ready with different ideas, reference shots, and so you don't forget to try these things the next time. You know, next time you shoot, oh, make sure you try different editing styles, you know? Don't just get stuck on the first editing wave from the beginning, especially when you're starting out, because everything's so new. You want to try a bunch of different things before you stick to one, you know? Next time you do a shoot, you know, you've done 3 shoots, you're able to focus on the angles, you're able to focus on different editing, you're able to focus on different posing. Now by the 4th shoot, you've acquired like 3, you know, upgrades on those skill sets. Maybe you can try a different one or combine a different one, you know? And then you start feeling more and more comfortable. If I stop shooting for a little bit of time, and a little bit of time could be like 2 weeks, you know, I start feeling like, dang, am I even a photographer? If I got a job right now, I start getting a little bit more nervous. But if I'm shooting consistently, I feel ready. I'm like, yeah, I'm a photographer. I know what I'm doing. Any issue that comes up, I can handle it. But when I stop for a little bit, I start doubting myself, second guessing. And it's just how it is. Especially if you get nervous and uncomfortable working with models, dude, and this is completely normal and natural. My legs were shaking the first time I did a bikini shoot. This is another great way to force yourself, you know, to expose yourself to what's making you stressed out. You know what I mean? Like, even if you don't just shoot fashion stuff, even if you shoot whatever it is, you're still gonna be human interaction. So this is a great way for you to like get out there, focus, practice, and every time get more and more comfortable on, on what you need to do to progress in general. For the first few years of my photography, my experience using artificial lighting like strobes and all that wasn't that advanced. It was pretty minimal, and I was kind of just like, I made it work and I could make cool stuff happen, but I wasn't comfortable if a client told me I want this look. I wasn't super comfortable with myself figuring out, how do I do this? I got lucky and I was able to make it fly, but it's because my hands weren't on the equipment as much as it needed to be for me to develop the understanding and skills and knowledge on how to use it. It wasn't until I got my hands on the equipment that I was able to start shooting in the studio and use more artificial lighting outside, et cetera, et cetera. And within a year, I felt comfortable with it. Obviously, there's always more to learn. But the point is, that's why it's important to keep your hand on the equipment and keep doing it. A lot of times people get caught up on, oh, I need a concept. Oh, I need a team. Oh, I need that. Bro, I didn't really start shooting with teams. Unless there was like a job or something, but most of my shoots for the longest time were just very simple. Just a camera, and going out and making do with what we had. What type of lighting we had, didn't matter if it was sunny, didn't matter if it was cloudy, didn't matter if it was rainy. Every opportunity, every day and every weather setting and every lighting setting was a new opportunity for me to learn lighting direction, to learn how to shoot within that environment. A lot of people avoid direct and harsh lighting because they're scared of it. But when you're scared of something, what do? You don't run away, you run into it to get more comfortable with it, and to be cool, calm, and collected and know what you're working with, because you may just be surprised and realize that you love shooting in this different lighting setup that you were scared of before. Even for example, this video, I spent so much time thinking like, what can I talk about? What can I make a video on? Because I'm not shooting right now, like this week. What is a good conversation piece that goes with the content that I'm making and with my photography channel that's also helpful, but isn't just like a filler to run up the watch time. And I realized this is an example of practice, and do, because it's something where I'm trying something new, seeing how it's received. I'm advancing my skills in making videos. I'll probably try some new editing things, or adding in some BTS or B-roll versus just me talking. And instead of thinking all day about what can I shoot, what can I do to make content for YouTube, I just sat down and did it. Most of the time when you just get up or stand up or sit down and just do it, you realize, oh man, gee whiz, I could have been doing this. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for me right now in this moment, I haven't been doing as much, shooting as much, for two reasons. One of them being because I feel like at this point, because I want to value and have the quality of my work be at a certain level every time I shoot, now I don't want to just go out and shoot, without more planning. And number two, on another area, but this is more personal, it's a little bit sad. I feel like when I was posting before every day new work, it was like, dang, that's cool, and people would like it and comment. Instagram was different back then. Now I feel like you post something, you do all this work, you edit for hours, mad late at night, and then you post, and either you have some, a little bit of dang, was this work that great? Should I even post it? Should I just scrap? or people barely like it and barely see it, and just it's like it's hidden from your whole audience, you know? But that's more of like a personal thing. I think we all share a bit of these sentiments, but maybe that's just me getting in my head and I should listen to my own video as an outsider. But definitely if you're starting, definitely if you're uncomfortable, this is how you're gonna make yourself more comfortable. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you in some way or another, got your brain moving and thinking, and it wasn't just a waste of listening and hours of time, or I guess minutes of time of whatever. But again, download that free guide. If you find it helpful or you saw it, you know, let me know. The video I posted last week is really cool. You should check that one out. That's a photo shoot one. Hit the subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for tuning in for another day. Have a lovely day, you guys. Goodbye. Goodbye. And goodbye. Have a good day.